U.S. Department of Education warning Illinois Wesleyan of potential consequences if they don't better protect Jewish students. Good Tuesday evening. I'm Tyler Lopez. Thanks for joining us. The school is one of 60 across the country getting that warning. In a letter sent Tuesday, the department warns IWU and the other universities, who are all currently under investigation for Title VI violations surrounding anti-Semitic harassment and discrimination, that if they don't fulfill their obligations, potential enforcement actions could follow. Last year, a complaint was made to the DOE about an Israel-Hamas war protest that happened last spring at IWU. Secretary of Education Linda McMahon said the department is deeply disappointed that schools have not protected Jewish students for more than a year and that university leaders must do better. Wesleyan's Assistant Director of Communications says the university has provided the Office of Civil Rights with all requested information and that they, quote, are committed to a safe campus environment free of harassment or discrimination of any kind.